The paramedic looked at the HOA president like she'd just landed from another planet. She was clutching a dusty old router to her chest like it was a newborn, eyes wide and wild, and she actually tried to hand it to him like he was supposed to fix her emergency. "Ma'am," he said, so careful, like he was talking to a loose firework. 911 is not for Wi-Fi issues. Behind him, two cops stood over this neon orange fiber cable she'd yanked out of my network box like it was linguine, clearly wondering how their careers had ended up here. Sparks didn't fly, fiber doesn't do that. But my neighbor's Ring camera caught the exact instant she realized her Netgear relic couldn't drink from my brand new fiber line. She screamed, honest to God screamed, "He's hoarding bandwidth," then tried to dial 911 again before the officers physically stopped her. Now, let me back up a sec. I'm Marcus Hale. I moved to Juniper Hollow because the brochure promised quiet living and shared values. You know, the usual, trimmed hedges, tasteful Christmas lights, nothing wild. I never imagined it meant a battle for control over internet cables, or that someone would decide Wi-Fi was the new public utility. I'm a software architect, which apparently, in the world of HOA myth, means I'm a tech hoarder with some secret digital treasure trove. The villain in this drama? Colleen Pratt, our HOA president, queen of the year-round tennis visor and the kind of smile that says, "I know something you don't." She even handed out business cards that read brand curator. I still don't know what that means. Anyway, the day the fiber truck showed up to string a sparkling new line into my yard, Colleen was out there on her porch, binoculars and all, scribbling notes on her clipboard like she was the local NSA. The postcards started coming a week later, glossy stock. Juniper Hollow embraces community internet. Please contribute your fiber connection for neighborhood uplift. Happy families staring at laptops, all that. Then came the driveway confrontations. She'd pop up whenever I tried to load groceries, grinning way too wide. Clipboard at the ready. "Marcus," she'd say, dripping with concern. "It's just unsustainable for everyone to have their own internet providers. Think about the aesthetics." She really said. Aesthetics, about buried utility wires. I tried to be polite, told her my internet was private, not community property. That's when it got weird. I found a legal-looking envelope slid under my door. Temporary easement consent. Not temporary, not really consent. The fine print said the HOA could access all data conduits on my property, install whatever equipment they wanted, and charge me a monthly maintenance fee. Yeah, that happened. I didn't sign. Next thing I know, I'm getting violation notices taped right to my fiber enclosure, big yellow stickers accusing me of everything from tech clutter to noncompliance. Each one had its own made-up code number. One afternoon, I caught Colleen measuring my wall with a plastic ruler and holding up paint swatches, labeled HOA taupe. She had a spray can, ready to repaint my fiber box. She wasn't kidding. The rumors started next. Apparently, I was running an illegal crypto mine, hoarding bandwidth, maybe even hosting some pirate Netflix ring. Facts didn't matter. Colleen started parking her golf cart across my lawn, then launched a poll in the neighborhood Facebook group. Should the community have equitable access to Marcus Fiber? Please answer respectfully. She commented on her own post 17 times, each reply more bonkers than the last. She claimed I was slowing down everyone's speeds, interfering with cell service, possibly responsible for climate change. Okay, not that last one, but you get it. Then came the twist. The community actually shot her down, 63% no, with comments like, "Are you for real? And this is insane, even for you, Colleen." One neighbor wrote, "People can have their own internet. It's not communism." I thought that'd be the end. But Colleen doubled down, marched right through my side gate with her jangling master keys, straight to my network box, and tried to split my fiber with an ancient coaxial splitter labeled for cable TV only. Two things happened. First, nothing, because fiber doesn't split like that. Second, my ISP system pinged me about a line anomaly, and their tech, Raj, called to say someone might be tampering with my equipment. Before I could process, Colleen called 911, told the dispatcher, "We have a hostile resident refusing to share internet with the HOA." The police showed up. So did Raj in his truck. Colleen tried to play it cool, told the officers I was some kind of digital outlaw. Raj, absolute pro, asked, "Who's touched the fiber equipment?" I pulled up the footage from my side camera. There was Colleen, giant sunglasses and all, prying open the box with a butter knife, narrating her own how-to video. Today we democratize bandwidth for the community. The officer started looking uncomfortable. Raj explained that the box was ISP property, and tampering was a violation of state and federal law. He even pointed out the no unauthorized access sticker. Colleen insisted she had HOA authority. Raj just shook his head. That's not how any of this works, ma'am. I handed over Colleen's fake easement letter. One cop actually snorted at the unlimited access to data conduits part. He said, "This isn't legal." I filed a trespass complaint right there. Raj flagged the equipment for damage, and as we stood in my driveway, the city's code enforcement officer pulled up, binder in hand, apparently well acquainted with Colleen from prior modification incidents. Things were unraveling for her faster than she could spin. Another story. Karma landed like a brick through a window. The next HOA meeting was standing room only. Folks packed the back wall. Colleen showed up with a PowerPoint titled Bandwidth as Commons, complete with cartoon clip art. Her plan? Pitched the Community Router Collective. Never mind that she'd already cut a check for $12,000 from HOA reserves without approval. The treasurer called her out, and the room went nuclear. Everyone wanted to know where their money went. Then code enforcement played my security video of Colleen with the butter knife. The room gasped. Someone whispered, "That's my butter knife." Another muttered, "Is she really trying to split fiber?" Laughter, sharp and uncomfortable. The board voted on the spot. Colleen was out as president, unanimous. She sat there, visor askew, face white. The cops handed her a citation for trespass and tampering. Raj gave the HOA a $4,500 bill for equipment repair. The city imposed an $8,000 fine for utility interference, and the board's lawyer calmly explained that, thanks to her unauthorized check and the damage, Colleen herself was now personally liable for the full $20,000. She tried to stand, but just sat back down, hard, staring at the floor as it all crashed down. Here's the punchline. HOA taupe anti-tamper cages went up on every utility box in the neighborhood, Colleen's signature. Color. And the board finally agreed that, yeah, maybe personal internet should stay, well, personal. But tell me, do you think Colleen deserved that kind of public takedown, or was the whole neighborhood just itching for a spectacle? Drop your take in the comments. Who's the real villain when community and privacy collide? And if you've ever had a neighbor like Colleen, you know you're not alone. That you'd think after a show like that, everything would finally go back to normal, right? That I could just walk outside, grab the mail, maybe binge a show without half the neighborhood peering through their blinds. But, yeah, that wasn't happening, at least not right away. Because if there's one thing I learned in Juniper Hollow, it's that drama spreads faster than Wi-Fi in a three-bedroom ranch. The morning after the HOA meeting, I stepped onto my porch and found a pile of anonymous notes. Most handwritten, some typed, a few looking suspiciously like they'd been passed around at a book club before landing on my doormat. Some folks wrote to say thanks. Others apologized for the unpleasantness, like we'd all just lived through a bad potluck, and a couple straight up warned me, "Watch your back, Marcus." Colleen still has friends on the social committee. The kicker? Someone left a bag of generic brand butter knives, all tied together with a ribbon, just sitting on my welcome mat. No note, just pure suburban sarcasm. You know what I mean? But the real surprise came that weekend. Juniper Hollow's first ever Digital Harmony picnic, which, I swear, sounds like a cult event, but was actually just our HOA trying to save face. The new interim president, an anxious retired dentist named Mr. Sanderson, stood by the grill reading off a sheet of printed community guidelines, like he was hosting a hostage negotiation. People awkwardly ate hot dogs while pretending not to stare at me, and Raj, the tech from the fiber company, even showed up, apparently invited as an honored guest. Colleen, though, she was nowhere to be seen. Word was, she'd gone to visit her sister out of state. Sure, here's where it gets weird. About halfway through the picnic, I see little Ava Simmons from 2 houses down, clutching her iPad and looking like she's about to cry. Turns out, her mom was one of Colleen's staunchest supporters, real community over privacy type, and she'd taken away the Wi-Fi after losing the vote. Ava found me near the lemonade table, barely above a whisper. Mr. Hale, can you make the internet work again? My mom says we have to share or we get nothing. Honestly, I just wanted to fix it for her, but the whole point was that nobody could just take someone else's connection, especially not a kid stuck in the crossfire. So I crouched down, handed her a juice box, and told her, sometimes grown-ups forget that sharing means asking, not taking. But things are going to settle down, I promise. She nodded. But you could tell. These fights always trickle down to the kids. That's the real shame, isn't it? The board kept promising healing and unity, but most neighbors just wanted to know if their HOA dues would go up after the whole debacle. Mr. Sanderson kept fumbling through apologies, and at one point, he even suggested maybe we could have Fiber Fridays, whatever that means. But just as I was about to sneak away, Brenda, the neighborhood's resident gossip and part-time real estate agent, cornered me. Marcus, you know Colleen's suing, right? She stage whispered, eyes wide like she just uncovered a conspiracy. Turns out, Colleen had filed an appeal with the city, claiming unfair targeting and, get this, defamation via digital slander. Brenda handed me a printout of some online rant Colleen had posted, rambling about the dangers of unchecked internet power and cyberbullies hiding behind homeowner rights. Part of me almost felt bad for her. Almost. The neighborhood settled into a weird truce after that. Nobody wanted another spectacle, but there were these little aftershocks. The code enforcement guy started making weekly rounds, pausing a little too long in front of my house. HOA meetings became standing room-only events, with every agenda item now including technology updates. Raj kept coming back, but now it was to install more anti-tamper cages. Every single box sprayed that lovely HOA taupe. I swear, I started dreaming in that color. And Colleen? Well, she did come back, eventually. Drove through the neighborhood slow as you please, windows up, sunglasses on, and people pretended not to see her. No one waved. Some said she was planning a comeback, maybe running for board secretary, or heading up a new community wellness committee. But, after everything, her power was gone. Folks had learned, once you start treating private property like a group project, don't be surprised if the whole class revolts. So now, every time I see someone struggling with their Wi-Fi or muttering about the HOA, I just smile, offer to help, but always remind them, this connection's private, but the lemonade's on the house. Juniper Hollow's still got its quirks, still gossips over fences, still paints everything in taupe, but at least now, people knock before trying to plug in. Here's the thing, justice didn't come with fireworks or dramatic music. It just crept in, slow and stubborn, until even the loudest voices had to sit down and listen. Maybe that's all you can ask for in a place like this. Or maybe you think Colleen deserves another shot at redemption. I don't know. What would you have done if you were me? Tell me in the comments. Would you forgive and forget? Or lock down your network and never look back? Let's hear it. Who really owns the internet in a neighborhood like ours, anyway?